Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how's it going? This is my Stranger Things season 5 predictions tier list. We're on the Stranger Things binge at the minute. This is my second tier list video ahead of the release of season 5, and I'm really excited to share with you some of my predictions. So, yeah, let's jump into it. Cool, amazing. So, we're going to start, we're going to go left to right, real simple. Starting out with 11. This is going to be a very bold prediction, but I genuinely think 11 is going to die. Now, what I think that 11 is going to, in some way, sacrifice herself to close the Upside Down forever, or potentially, so what it appears, based on the fact that they might want to do something in the future, potentially like a spin off or whatever it might be. However, um, just because I'm predicting she dies, I'm not saying it's impossible that she won't. That's just what if I had to pick a probability, I think she'll die. Um, Mike Wheeler, mm, could go either way. Could go either way. I feel like 11 is more likely to die, but I feel like one of these two are going to die. And one of them is going to have to say goodbye while the other one's like on their last breath or whatever. Lucas Sinclair, I don't think he's going to die. Dustin Henderson could go either way. I think he's a very likable character. I would like to think that the four boys stay, potentially even 11 as well. I think I'd like to see them stay. However, I just have a feeling that likable characters might die. Will Byers, I feel, could go either way. Once again, I feel like it started with him. It's gonna end with him. And do you know what? Actually, he dies. I think, like I said, it starts with Will Byers. Somehow, maybe he's tied to the Upside Down and Vecna and the Mind Flare to a point where you know he just has to die for it all to end potentially. My theory is probably not very solid, but I just going off of pure instinct and what's in my head, I would say he dies. Jonathan Byers could go either way. I think there's at the end of season 4, we were seeing a lot of tension between himself and Nancy. Obviously, Will's growing up. Um, you know, that relationship between them is kind of dwindling a little bit. Steve and Nancy have grown a little bit more uh, closer together, and I think that fans, not all fans, I think there's a bit of a split between him and Nancy and Jonathan and Nancy, but I think the way it's going, Steve might well be getting back into Nancy's panties. Nancy could go either way. Once again, the reason why I say that, um, there's this whole love triangle with Jonathan and Steve, and I feel like Nancy dying would be one of those things that would be like, well, the love triangle, it didn't go either way. We're not going to upset either fan base of Jonathan or Steve. Also, I think that she is becoming one of those characters that doesn't have as much of a link to other characters. So Steve is obviously the babysitter. He's got this dynamic with Nancy. You know, it's like he's got people he's involved with. Obviously, the boys have the boys. Eleven's very close with Mike, getting closer with Will, and obviously has always been a part of that group. Um, like for example, same sort of thing with David Harbour. Obviously, he has 11 and Winona Ryder, and or should I say Joyce. There's people there that have really solid links, and I feel like unless this love triangle pans out for Nancy, I don't think she's overly close with anyone. But saying that, she did get a bit closer to Robin in the last season, so that could be an interesting dynamic to see. Oh, this one pains me. Like this, Steve Harrington is my favourite character. I almost want to put him in another category and just say like, if you kill him off, I'm going to sue you, Netflix. Is what I want to do. Um, do I think that Steve Harrington is going to die? I think it could go either way. The reason why I say this, I think that Steve I think he was always meant to die in my head. I think he was never meant to last as long as what he has, but I think he's been such a likable character that they've kept him on. Now they're either going to kill him off so it's massive, or he's just too big to kill off. He's too favoured to kill off. And it all depends on this whole love triangle thing once again and what happens there. I can't make a decision on that. But if I was to put another category down here, which said, I will sue you if you kill him, that's what I would do. Winona Ryder, Joyce Byers, I think she survives. I can't see her getting killed off. David Harbour, oh, 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 dies, could go either way, dies, could go either way. Oh, could go either way. I think I would love to see him survive and finally have that relationship with Joyce, and them really settle down and stuff. But I just have a feeling he's gonna die. Max, I think Max is going to. Oh no, could go either way. I can't decide that one. I haven't seen in the trailer. I didn't see as much of Max as what I would like. She's not very present, so that gives me a sign that she might die. But then again, I think she's a very important character. Erica survives. This guy, I think he dies. I think they need to kill off a character which isn't as focal, like so much of a focal point as the other characters, and I think he's a good one to kill off. Robin could go either way. I think she's a very likable character, has a really good relationship with Steve. No, actually, I think she survives and she gets with this girl. Argyle, I'm pretty sure Argyle wasn't invited back, was he? So in that case, I'm going to put him there just for now. Murray Bauman, I think he survives, personally. And if Argyle is returning, just on the if, I would say he survives. That is my prediction. That's probably really wrong. Some of you guys are massive, massive, massive Stranger Things fans are probably going to go, oh, have you not seen this leak? Or look, that's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. What predictions have you got? And bonus prediction, who do you think is going to get Nancy's love? Is it going to be Jonathan or is it going to be Steve? Let me know in the comments. Stancy or Nonathan. I don't know. I don't know. Let me know anyway. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Every interaction on this video helps me create more videos and helps me get to more viewers. So even if you just like and just comment, I'd really, really appreciate it. And it just helped me to create more videos and just do all that good stuff. So have a good day. Like, comment, subscribe. Cough. And don't cough. And have a good day. Bye-bye.